Okay, so question number 8. What is the mass percent of lead in lead nitrate? And they have PbNO3 2. Okay, so first let's write the equation for mass percent. So generally, your mass percent is equal to the mass of your component divided by the total mass of like your mixture multiplied by 100. Okay, so for this question, we need to find the mass percent of lead in lead nitrate. So first, let's find the molar mass of lead, which can just be found on your periodic table. This one doesn't have it. No. Need like a normal periodic table. Let's see what happens if I click on lead. There you go. So its atomic mass is 207. So we can just say 207 grams per mole. And our total mass in this case would be the molar mass of lead nitrate. So we also need to calculate for this. And again, we would find all their values on the periodic table, and it would just be equal to the molar mass of lead plus 2 times the molar mass of nitrogen plus 3 times 2 is 6, so it's 6 times the molar mass of oxygen. So we know the molar mass of lead was 207 grams per mole. The molar mass of nitrogen is 14, and the molar mass of oxygen is 16. Okay, so adding all these values up, we get a total molar mass of 331.2 grams per mole, and this is for lead nitrate. So now that we have our two molar masses, we can calculate for mass percent of lead. So the lead's molar mass we know was 207 grams per mole, and the total molar mass of lead nitrate is 331.2 grams per mole. So now we just divide the two, multiply by 100, and you get around 62.6%. Okay, so the junior tutor said that the chemical formula for lead to nitrate is PbNO3 It is a white colorless crystal and must be handled with care to prevent inhalation, ingestion, and skin contact since it is hazardous. It is usually produced from the reaction of lead to oxide with concentrated nitric acid. Has a molar mass of 331.2 grams per mole. The mass percent of lead and carbon tetrafluoride, I think they mean lead to nitrate, is calculated using the equation below, where percent composition is equal to the atomic mass of the element times the subscript of the element in the compound divided by the molar mass of the entire compound. So that's also a good thing to note, that when you have more than one of that element in the compound, we need to take into account the subscript of that element. So for example, for oxygen, if we were to do the mass percentage of oxygen, it would be the molar mass of oxygen times however many of the atoms of oxygen is in lead nitrate. So we'd have to multiply 16 times 6 to get the mass percent of oxygen. And then solving for the mass percent of lead in lead 2 nitrate, we have 207.2 grams per mole times 1 divided by 331.2 grams per mole times 100 gives you 62.6%. Okay, so this solution is correct. Great answer. Okay, so just out of curiosity, I'm going to do that example. If we wanted to calculate the percentage of oxygen in lead nitrate, it's going to be the molar mass of oxygen times 6, again divided by the total molar mass, which is 331.2. Okay, so let's pull up the calculator. 16 times 6, 96, divided by 331.2 times 100. So that means 28.98, or I guess it's just round to 29. 29% of lead nitrate is oxygen. So if we were to do the same thing for nitrogen, and if we added all these values up, you know you did it correctly if it should add up to 100. Okay, so those are all the questions for today's session. And if you enjoyed today's Q&A and you'd like to be notified of when we do this next, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell below. If you'd like to submit a question of your own, then check out the links in the description. Also, if you enjoyed today's video, you can give it a like and a comment, and you can share it with your friends and classmates if they needed any help with chemistry. This has been Donna from OneClass, and I hope to see you soon.